Hello. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to set up your circuit board for doing solder paste. And the things we'll need to do that are your circuits, not only the boards you need, but ideally some extras or some scrap boards of the same thickness. You need your solder mask, as we showed, like that. We'll need some scrap of cardboard or some work surface. There, it could be anything. You want it pretty flat, you can see I have my sources there. Also useful to have a pen as well as some scotch tape or painter's tape. So the first thing you want to do then is you want to, let me get this lined up. We want to be able to make it so we can keep things aligned easily and flat. And so how we're going to do that, we'll take one circuit board and we'll actually take a few more. I'm going to take, in this case, 4. Let's see if the board shape lets us do it. And there's some different ways you could do this. If you wanted it wider, based on the shape of the board, I'm going to do it this way. I'm actually using quite a few boards, so it should be okay. And what this is doing, if I do this carefully, is I'm making it so the board and the thing is self-aligned based on all these boards, right? So once I can line them up, and we can do this one by one. And again, if you have other pieces of scrap PCB or proto board, the standard circuit thickness is 1.6 millimeters, and so you could do that as well. So you see now that that's firmly attached. I can attach this way, so I'll do like that. And then I'm going to do a piece like this. And one thing I should note, this board is fairly square, but I should check myself here and make sure that I have the orientation correct, which I do. Otherwise, I get myself into trouble if this board is too want to orient that in the proper direction. So now we can do this piece over here. Finally, we can do this piece like this. And now what you see now is that none of these can move. But it's fairly easy for us now to, this middle board is not attached down, so we can pop this up carefully, and then we can put a new one in place just as easily. So we can do multiple, right? So you can set up a little assembly line if you wanted to, which is convenient, because now it's all aligned based on this markings, and also because we use extra circuit boards, we have a flat plane, and doesn't kind of change height nearby. Because what will happen if we did that is when we align the solder mask in the next step, it'll blow. So we want to keep it flat. So now what we can do is I can take my solder mask off of its holders. I'm doing that here, just peeling this off carefully with tape. This is very thin sheet metal, be sharp. Just be careful. You see, now what we want to do is we want to line it up. And let me zoom in a little so you can see. Right, so now we're going to do carefully is we can move things around until we get our mask lined up perfectly. And we may need to check this a bit. Right. Still getting myself familiarized. Okay, so then everything here over is the backside mask, so that's okay. So if we do that, we see here, we want to look at it rotationally and other things. So we want to make sure all the holes line up across it. And I turn on the light here, maybe get a better contrast. Does that help? No, that makes it worse. Very reflective here. What we're going to do is we're going to carefully move around until we get everything lined up. So I'm going to kind of move this a little bit. It's hard to do without my thing. This is what we're going to do. And then after we do that, we'll secure it with some tape, right? So let me zoom out for a minute. And I'm going to move it down where I can see better. Otherwise, it's really hard here. So cue the virtual elevator hold music while I do this. You really just want to, and some of these pitches, you get smaller pitches, this gets more challenging. Some of these are actually quite small hole sizes here. Okay, just like that. And once we do that, what I'm going to do, and this If you have a helper, this makes it much easier. Or one thing I should have said is, hey, take a piece of tape and have it ready. Right, so you can get everything lined up just like that. So I'm going to take a small piece of tape like that, and I can kind of let go more easily. Now, normally you would do this on a machine. You get a frame, and that frame will hold this flat. You'll see, because the circuit boards kind of extend this way, we get a little bit of distortion. So one thing I can do if I wanted to avoid that is I could take another one of my circuit boards and just put it off in the distance here. Just keep everything flat. Is really key. And this cardboard isn't perfectly flat. But now if you look, it's all lines up. You can only see silver, which is good. Now these holes over here, we don't want to get stuff in. So one thing we can do now, if we want to protect our circuit boards, I can just do this. I do. Now what do we have? The advantage now what we have is I have created a hinge. So if I do this right here, where I can fold up, I can take the circuit board out, and I can put a new circuit board in its place. And then I can squeegee. So in the next video, what I'll do is I'll show you how we actually put down solder paste here. What we're going to do is you hold this flat against the surface. We can put some solder paste here, and then we'll use a doctor blade, like a credit card or something else, disposable, that we can get, you know, solder paste in all these openings carefully, and then we can fold this up, right? So that's the next video. I'll see you.